right. What is up? All right, so we have a new microphone coming tomorrow, so we'll be able to record some better audio for these videos instead of me doing commentary like a knucklehead here. But today's leg day. It has taken me 8 full days to complete my split. Normally doesn't take that long, but I'm normally not sick either. But I started off as usual. I am just a creature of habit when it comes to like like doing my hamstrings first and then moving over to quads. I don't know why. I know a lot of people do that. Some people do quads first, and then they do their hamstrings. I just do it this way. It's kind of like shoulders. 99% of the time, I start with my rear delts and then move into like side or front delts or vice versa. So this looks like set number 2 here. I actually went pretty heavy with these, and not even that. Like those plates, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't look that heavy, but I promise that freaking stack was heavy, and I think it's only like on maybe like 9. I think I started with 120, but it seemed that the 120 here is like twice as heavy as the 120 at like Planet Fitness or something like that, or my old gym in LA. So every gym's a little bit different, and I think it has to do with the setup of the pulley system. So if you notice when I was doing these, I was definitely kind of coming. It was very slow and controlled movement. Here's set number 3. At least in the beginning, like the first like 6 or 7 reps, and I'm kind of coming up and squeezing and really controlling the negative. Something I've really been trying to concentrate on lately. You can see I'm not dropping the weight down, just coming, and I'm going down as far. I guess when I look at this, I say to myself, am I doing a full extension? Like, am I extending my legs all the way out when I'm coming down? And I'm not, but I'm coming close enough, right? The reason why, if I go down any further, the plate rests on it. It doesn't go any further, so the weight that I'm using will rest on the other plates. So I'm going down just before touching the plate, if you know what I'm talking about. So these started getting pretty tough. I was kind of doing some partials here, but I think I did 4 sets in total. The first 2 sets I think were at 120, and I think the second 2 sets were at 90, and I was doing drop sets on the back 2. The back 2 sets were drop sets. But I'll tell you, at this point in time, 3 sets in, my hamstrings were just completely on fire. Like they were feeling really, really good. And we got set number 4 here. I got this like ridiculously large hoodie on. It's like raining and pouring and thunder and lightning out, so I'm surprised that thing's actually not completely soaked from walking into my car. But yeah, see, nice controlled movements. The tension, the idea is to keep the tension on the muscle, in this case, the hamstrings. So I'm keeping the tension constant. So I'm not coming down and letting the weights touch. And unless I'm, like right now, I'm doing the drop set. Like obviously you have to. But keeping the tension on the muscle the entire time. And I think I only did 4 sets here. But honestly, 4 sets was really all it took. 4 sets is usually all it takes for hamstrings for me. Sometimes I'll go a little bit more, like maybe to 5. In very rare cases, 6 sets. But I don't even remember the last time I did something. I don't remember the last time I did 6 sets for hamstrings. But 5, yeah. But I think I called it quits here. So instead of going over and hitting quads right away, I just came over here. I threw the stack on the adductor machine and just cranked out. I think I did 2. Yeah, I think I did 2 sets here. Now the thing is, some of these adductor machines are better than others, and what I mean by that is some of them go in a little bit closer to where your starting position, like your legs are completely touching each other, almost like the knees are literally touching each other, or like a half an inch apart. But a lot of them, a lot of gyms, like even Planet Fitness, and I'd say 90% of the gyms that I've ever gone to, I feel like there's too much of a space at the starting point. But regardless, you got to make do with what you got. So you can see that huge gap in between the knees. Like I wish that it went a little bit closer. Now the Gold's Gym in Long Beach that I used to go to, that's it. You had to go. You had to like put one leg in at a time. Like it squeezed your legs together, and it was a great starting position. Wasn't so comfortable on the, well, I think you know what I'm talking about. But at least I got the full tension on the glutes in the back. It's really all I was trying to hit. I mean, that's the exercise, right? You're not hitting anything else but your glutes right here. I tried going back just to see what it felt like, but it was very, very awkward. It didn't feel it. But these were two pretty good sets. I had considered doing a third set, but I think two was really enough. So then we just went right over to the leg extension machine. You can see me pointing at it as if I'm going to do something else. And I did do a couple warm-up sets. I usually do about 2 or 3 warm-up sets for quads. Hamstrings is a different story. I probably do like 5 or 6 warm-up sets, and I do a lot of stretches just because I've seen more people pull a hamstring than I have seen them pull a quadricep. You can see me shaking. It's pretty heavy weight. I'm doing a pretty solid weight here for the first working set. Actually, all of them were pretty heavy, except for maybe the last set. But yeah, these were after this first set. All it took was one set, and I felt like my quads were going to explode. Like they felt like they were pretty much twice the size of what they currently are. And we got set number 2 here. I'm giving the hand signal to let everybody know, as if you can't follow along. But I believe I kept it at the same exact weight here. I think the first 3 sets were the exact same weight. You can see it's a nice controlled movement. I mean, I have no problem with this. The back of my knees are back up against the pad, like right where the edge of the seat is. That's how I like to do it. I see some guys, their knees are hanging, 5-6 inches over the pad. I don't like that. But yeah, here we go. Okay. Second set, believe it or not, I started walking a little bit funny. It was kind of hard to stand. Not hard to stand, but you know what I mean. I think a lot of that had to do with the other exercises I did before this. Set number 3, as if you couldn't follow along. Giving them hand signals so everybody knows. But yeah, it's a nice controlled movement. The tension is constantly on the quadricep. So at no point in time during these leg extensions am I coming down and allowing the plates to touch each other and rest, because then that takes the tension off of the muscle, and I want to keep it on constant. Yep, there we go. Set number 4, as if you couldn't follow along. All right, so I got a new hat too. My wife was looking at my other one, and she was at a Ford event over the weekend, and she snagged that puppy for me. I think it was time. I think I dropped it. This isn't the stack. This is maybe like 80% of the stack, give or take. I just dropped it a few plates, but it was still pretty heavy. You can see, man, that lactic acid buildup, man, that burn was nuts on these. 4 sets. So, like, technically, after those 4 sets of heavy movement like that, I literally could have been fine. Sorry, I had a little bit of a microphone hiccup there, but as I was saying, I think 4 sets in, I probably could have called the race right there. Like, it would have been more than enough for my quads, which is 4 is usually a little bit light on the sets, but they felt that good. So, but I took it a little bit further. The 5th set here, It's pretty good. Burning pretty good. I think I did a drop set here. There we go. Atta boy. I don't remember what I dropped it to, but I'll tell you what, the legs were. But at this point, my legs are just. I'm surprised there's not smoke coming up from them. And then, last but not least, we have the last set number 6 here. There we go. Throwing the hands, throwing up the gang sign. And I think I'm going to signal here. Yep. Do alternating one at a time. I like to do one at a time every once in a while because you can, for some reason, I feel like I get a little bit of a better squeeze. Just the way I can kind of like twist my torso, even though it doesn't look it really. I kind of position myself in the seat slightly different than if I'm doing both legs. So just doing 5 at a time, going back and forth. And I think I did this, 3 times. But my legs are like, I can feel them right now as I'm sitting here at the computer. They're pretty weak. They're pretty weak. I accomplished exactly what I wanted to accomplish at the gym for a leg workout. So I really have no complaints about this workout. Even though there was no pressing, there was no leg press, there was no hack squat, there was no sissy squats, no regular squats. It was just literally the whole quad workout was on the leg extension machine. And there we go. I think I'm running out of gas right here. And at no point in time right now on this last set was I even contemplating doing a 7th set. Like, I knew that this was enough right here. So that was it. I will see you guys in the McCall kitchen. That might not have looked like a crazy leg workout because there was no like squats, there was no pressing movements involved. It was literally 4 heavy sets of lying leg curl and 6 sets of just leg extensions. Well, they're all seated, right? But you know what I mean. That's all it was. It was pretty easy, you know. But holy crap, did I feel it? That was really that was a great leg workout. It was it's thundering and lightning here. It's raining like crazy. Like I was walking into the gym from the parking lot and it was like a river of water just coming through the parking lot. So like my sneakers and everything, like, my feet were soaked throughout that whole workout. It was just kind of gross, but I wasn't gonna stop training because of it, right? But yeah, that was like super simple. It was really effective. I would say I think it took about 40 to 45 minutes to do that whole workout because there was, when I do legs, there tends to be more rest in between the sets. I mean, naturally, because you're doing like, there's a lot of core involved, right? Like even when you're doing leg extensions, like you're kind of squeezing your whole body while you're doing it. And the same with like, I could feel my like lats because I was like, when I was laying down on the leg curl machine, I could like, I'm like squeezing, almost like pulling on the handles that don't go anywhere. I can like feel my lats kind of squeezing, but I did things a little bit different this time around, where I did my hamstrings first, which I normally do, but then I went and I did 2 sets of really heavy, the whole stack of the adductor machine, just kind of squeezing the glutes really good, because I want to try to go for that, not only a lean legs, I want them to be full of lines and veins, but also the glutes, when you have the glutes that are like striated, it makes the legs look really good. And that's hard to do, man, because, everybody carries, a decent amount of fat on their posterior, you know what I mean? So, not so much men, women more, but so I think for men it's a little bit easier to get rid of that, but overall it was just a phenomenal workout. I loved it. So as you can see, last Tuesday, 1 week ago from today, we did chest. So it has taken me a full 7 days to do my split, which is not normal. Normally it's 5 days, and then on the 6th day, sometimes I'll rest, and then the 7th day we continue with chest again. So we're actually 2 days behind because we missed 2 days of training when I was sick. So actually 3 days of training. Wait a minute. Oh, today's, no, I'm sorry. We're 8 days. It took 8 days to complete the split. Sorry, it's Tuesday, not Monday. But anyway, you get the point. That took a while because of the sickness, you know, but it's okay. We're back on board. I did skip cardio today just because I'm still kind of really congested. Who the hell is calling me? I'm still really congested. Am I still recording? Oh, okay. I get this spam person keeps calling me, and I block the number, and then another number like 1 digit off calls, and I block that. It's been happening for like a month. They call like 50 times a day. It's really annoying. But anyway, I have about 3/4 of a pound of ground beef here. I'm gonna eat this. So far today, this is actually from the butcher shop. There's a butcher shop not far from here. I've been buying a lot of meats there, and they have all kinds of meat. They have like, you can get ground buffalo, you can get ground duck. I didn't even know they made that. You can get ground bison, ground elk. I mean, ground buffalo. I mean, you name it, you can get it now. Those 1 pound packages are like, they're like 20, 25 bucks. So I kind of lean towards 1 pound of, he's got the 90/20 ground beef, and it's fresh from the butcher. Well, he is the butcher shop, right? They carve this shit up in the back. So the thing I like about it is it actually tastes different than the packaged stuff. Even though I buy the organic meat when I go to the supermarket, this there's nothing in it except for meat. Like, so there is 0 preservatives. It's like off of the cow, in the grinder, into this bag, right? And it's only $5 for a pound. So ground beef is they don't have ground turkey. So I don't know why they have ground duck, but they don't have ground turkey. What are you gonna do, right? But I've bought some bacon from them. They got this beef bacon, and again, it almost doesn't even taste like bacon. Like it does, but it doesn't, because the bacon that most people are used to is in a package. Even if it's organic, even if it's turkey bacon, it doesn't matter. Pork bacon, beef bacon, it is so high in sodium that, like, especially on a cut, like I would never eat something like that. And the grease is unbelievable. So from the butcher shop, that bacon, I cook it in the air fryer. It does get greasy, but it's probably like only 25% of the grease that normal packaged bacon has. So I have had that a few mornings with my eggs. So like, instead of having like, 6 or 7 eggs with a bunch of, or like with egg whites and whatever the concoction is. Sometimes it's whole eggs, sometimes it's 1 or 2 eggs and then a bunch of egg whites, but you know what I mean. So with the eggs, like sometimes I'll eat a little bit less. And like this morning I threw 2 strips of bacon. Well, it was actually 1 strip of bacon. It's real long, but I cut it in half. And I put it in the air fryer. But when I take it out, I pat it down like really. There's like hardly any grease on it, other than the fat that's just inside the meat, right? So not too bad, but it tastes really good. So the butcher shop is like my new go-to place because it's pretty reasonable, unless you get ground duck or ground bison, which is, it's a little more on the higher end side. Actually, I think the ground buffalo and the elk and all those different meat, and the bison, they're like 20, 25. The deer meat, the venison, is actually only like $14. So it's a little bit cheaper. I might get that because venison is pretty good. And I have a recipe to make venison chili that's actually pretty low in calories, pretty low in sodium, and relatively low in fat. Unless you take and put like sour cream and cheese and all that shit in it, but I don't do that, especially if I'm on a cut. So I may make some chili out of it, like maybe this weekend, just kind of like, take a cup here and there. But anyway, I'm gonna scarf this down. edit the video, throw it up. I do have a new microphone arriving tomorrow, so I'll probably just go back to recording at the gym again, and the audio will sound a little bit better. So looking forward to that. I also have a tripod coming too, so I'll be able to put the tripod where I want to instead of having like one fixed angle for each workout. But yeah, I haven't weighed myself, but you know what? I'm gonna pause this video, and before I eat this, well, no, I'll weigh myself in the morning. That's the proper way to do it, right? Before, like after you go to the bathroom, before you eat anything, before you drink like a bottle of water, just jump on the scale, because I like to go by morning weight. So I will go by morning weight. Yesterday I was 213. So there's a big hike from last week when I first started. I was 219.3. Now the reason I think I dropped six pounds, I think the majority of that is the severe lack of calories that I had while I was sick Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? So like I said, I don't even think I was making 500 calories a day. Like I just, zero appetite, body aches and stuff, just wasn't into it at all. So I think that's a lot of it, but also, you know, just the other days, you know, dropping it down to 2,400 calories, so I'm below maintenance calories, a lot of water weight coming out, a lot of carbs and glycogen coming out. So I think that added to it too. So, you know, normally at the beginning of a cut, it's not uncommon to drop like 10 pounds in the first 2 weeks. And then it starts getting a little bit harder the further you go along. So, but yeah, that's where we're at. I'll give an update tomorrow morning on the weight, but I'm gonna eat this, throw the video up. It's Tuesday night. If you guys haven't been to the gym yet, it's 9:39 Eastern time, not Pacific time. You haven't been to the gym yet, get your ass to one of them 24-hour gyms and get that workout in. And we'll see you tomorrow. We're gonna hit chest. And for some reason, I'm really craving doing dumbbell presses, dumbbell flat presses. So it's just something that's been on my mind the last couple of days. So we'll get at that, and then yeah, have a great night, everybody.